Hi together, this is Roberto, a part of the Chris Reece project. We're showing you today how we can make a track and a little bit the story behind of the album is coming out soon.
Hi there, this is Chris Reece here. Welcome to our studio session and a little bit making of behind the scenes from our forthcoming album, The Divine Circle. So I got often questions how I do a track in studio. So today I want to show you a little bit more how a track comes to the final production. So here we go. I've picked one track from the album. Of course it is the single with Nadia Ali, the Notice. This is how it looks like if the track is, let's say, if it's done. So you see, these are my mastering plugins, and you see that I work on a really old Logic version. Okay, here we go. This is how it sounds in the end.
I'm so tired and I keep on hearing the same old things from you. Just be quiet, save your stories for that someone new. Every time I try, all I hear is that you haven't changed. Take a break now, quit explaining. I'm about to make a move. There you go again. What's the point in being friends and nothing else? I'm hungry, girl. If you need to go, just let me know. When did you check out? When did you sign off? I didn't get the notice.
And so on. And it all starts, when I start a track, I started with a kind of a loop. This means in this, on this track I started with, I guess, a kick, a loop, making percussions around it, and then start to try out with some melodies and chord spaces and so on. So I got some questions also what VST plugins I use. And the question is easy to answer. As I'm working on a really old Logic version, there are not much plugins that still work on this version. So I love to work with the Logic internal plugins, as they are really great to modulate yourself and try around with new sounds, make the sounds yourself. I like that, to just try around with new sounds and not just using sounds, standard sounds which everybody uses in production. So this gives, I guess, another unique spirit to the music, because your sounds are not heard by thousands of productions around, you know. Okay, in this case, I guess I've used also two plugins from the Logic internal ES2 synth, which is, this one should be, I guess, the chords you hear in the background when it comes to the chorus. I also love to layer sounds, which means that I use different synthesizer sounds and put them all together as one sound. And in this case I've used two different Logic internal sequencer sounds, and I try to put them together that they sound as one sound, which sounds like this. This is one sound from the ES2 synthesizer, which is the very deep sound. And on top I have some very short attack sound, kind of a staccative sound that gives another punch and makes the rhythm, you know, within the groove. And I also love to put some basses under my chords so that it gives the deep drive. And all together with a kick, it sounds like this. You hear the difference when one sound coming in or going out. if I have the chord sounds as I want them to sound, so then I start to create all the things around it, you know. So in this case I added a hi-hat, just like an offbeat hi-hat that gives another beat. Sometimes I take it off after if I made it all with loops and different variations of hi-hats and stuff. So this is just for me to make it feel better. In this case I let it in, and then I come. This is another offbeat hi-hat, and put in some tambourines. No, not tambourine, it's written as tambourines, but in fact it's a tom. Here the toms I used between the chords. So the toms are not really going with the chords, they are in between of the chords. So this gives another drive if you want to repeat the same chord line for a few times. So you need to make sure that it is not getting boring. And yes. Okay, and then shaker standard. Kind of another hi-hat. I've used many hi-hats I see here. Alright. Okay, and for the atmospheric music that I often do, this kind of pads and synthetic strings, I often use Spectrasonics Atmosphere. I like this plugin still, even if it is a little bit old already. So also on this I like to layer sounds, which makes it in the end unique.
Did you sign off? I didn't get the notice. How could you do this? Wish I knew. Thought I knew you better. Yeah, what did you sign off? I didn't get the notice. How could you do this? Wish I knew. Thought I knew you better. But what about? When did you sign off? I didn't get.
So you see, all this is not really very difficult.
When did you sign off? I didn't get the notice. How could you do this? Wish I knew. Thought I knew you better. Whatever.
Yes, that's it. What I also like to use are these Arturia synthesizers such as Minimoog and CS8. I'd like to use Rob Poppen's synthesizers very often. I have the Massive synthesizer, which is very inspiring for trying around with new sounds. And Pro 53, of course. So these are kind of my synthesizers I often use. For drums I often use samples from various sample CDs, such as all this Wengen sample CD, of course everybody knows. And but I also like to build up my own loops. So this means as a drummer I'm used to build drum patterns very well, so I do this often myself using one-shot single hits and just try around until I think it's rolling. So this is a small preview from my studio work. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this answers a few questions that I often received. So that's it from a small session here in our studio. Hope you all enjoyed, and we are looking forward to the release of the album on June 18th. Bye.
Bye.
For more info, check www.armadamusic.com.